This is a normal monster pendulum deck that I made quite a while ago. I wouldn't say it's quite finished, but I think it's pretty alright, pretty decent. Maybe playing Ignite Margrave. Yeah, just Ignite Margrave and Ignite Cavalier is not necessary. Ignite Gallant, Veteran, maybe play some lower level normal ends or whatever, but whatever. So, I'm not completely sure about the game plan here, but there are some pretty powerful cards that help out your normal monsters. So we have Flawless Perfection of the Tenyi. All non-effect monsters on the field are unaffected by monster effects. Once per turn, if your opponent special summons an effect monster while you control face down monster or a non-effect monster, you can draw 2 cards. So that's pretty crazy. You can just get +2 off this card, and it also protects your monsters, right? In this case, most of my monsters will be normal monsters. And I believe the Tenyi Link is something like that as well, but we're not playing that, whatever. You also have cards like Painful Decision as well, and Rescue Rabbit. So the crazy part about Rescue Rabbit is that you can use normal summon Rescue Rabbit. You can summon 2 normal monsters. It'll be same name, but whatever. So you can do that, and then you can instantly go into Electromite, and then you have just Electromite off of 1 normal summon, and then both of the cards will be in your extra deck, right? So then you can go into Draco Masters of the Tenyi, and then you can end for 2 without, like, just from your extra deck straight up off that. Assuming you still get scales, which you probably can because of Electromite effect, I guess. Probably do some nans with Astrograph, Chronograph, whatever. So I obviously not completely sure what to do, but I was thinking maybe we can play like the Ignite as Soul Day stuff. Like maybe that would be okay. But I haven't really built the deck for that. We don't really have a lot of equipped spells. This card is pretty cool though. During your draw phase, when you draw a normal monster, you can reveal it, draw 1 more card. So this card is a little slow, but if it gets going, it can really get going, right? You can plus pretty hard off of Heart of the Underdog. Well, that was my thought process at least. There's also Piercing the Darkness. If you normal or special summon a non-token normal monster, you can just draw 1 card straight up here. And then when an attack is declared involving an opponent's monster and a monster you control that is level 5 or higher, normal monster in this case, then you can make that monster you control gain attack equal to that opponent's monster's attack until the end of this turn. Each effect is hard once per turn, but still pretty cool effect. And that's mostly what the main deck has. There's not too much to talk about, like aside from Luster, Pendulum, Chronograph, and Astrograph, there's not much to talk about. Luster is limited 1, but if you have a card in your other Pendulum zone, you can destroy that card, and if you do, you add 1 card from your deck to your hand with the same name as that card, so that allows you to basically put a card in your extra deck. So when you pen summon, you kind of have 1 more monster to summon, kind of. So not completely sure about how to access First of the Dragons, but I mean, like, does it sound completely insane to go like Verte for polymerization? Maybe that's a little too crazy for me, but whatever. So I just have an extra deck lineup here that's pretty interesting, I guess. Technically, Invoke Burger Trio, I just thought it was funny how I can make it off of like Mud Dragon. Like if I have Mud Dragon and then a fire monster, I can just make Invoked Burger Trio. and maybe wipe my opponent's board, and it's pretty budget, which is nice. And then we have just a bunch of generic stuff. And for Noble Knight Emperor Charles, I thought would be interesting if I ran a Sold, right? So I can like a Sold summon like a Renaud, and then Renaud can add Smoke Grenade, and if I have a way to pop Smoke Grenade, that could do some fun stuff, I guess, is one way to put it. So I think the extra deck is still lacking and I have to work on it more, but the general idea is just to hand out a bunch of monsters, right? This deck before had Hulk, so yeah. So this hand, pretty good, right? Normal Summon Rescue Rabbit, and we also have Scales, right? Yeah. We can also go into Isolde, actually. Isolde can special summon and then add an Ignite, kind of like Beyond the Pendulum. Oh, actually, speaking of which, I made this list before they added Beyond the Pendulum, so let's put in Beyond the Pendulum. So right now, IP Mask doesn't really have too much to use, so we'll just do this for now. Bam. So this is just the general idea of this list. Probably, like with the other lists I've posted, these are kind of just like not quite completed lists. This is probably the most reasonable list somehow out of all the ones I've posted so far, but yeah, this is about what I've got for it. This deck isn't super expensive main deck wise though, at least the extra deck. I don't know. The extra deck, I just happened to have these cards. I didn't even craft this. I think I just randomly pulled this from Master Pack. And this is just pretty decent for when you start like summoning your stuff and then you gonna link climb into Draco Masters and then Pendulum Summon, and it has 3 good arrows for Pendulum Summoning. I'm pretty sure that's why I put this in. Does this have a good effect? If you control no other effect monsters, you can destroy effect monsters your opponent controls up to the number of non-effect monsters you control and or in your graveyard. Oh. Oh yeah, that effect's just actually pretty good for going second as well. Yeah. So anyways, this is just a general idea. I'm always looking for improvements on all my lists, trying to improve a bit, but yeah, this is about what I've got. I'm pretty sure the hands on this will be pretty decent most of the time. The main deck ratios are probably a bit off still. Like, Rescue Rabbit does go insanely hard though. You can even pen summon a Rescue Rabbit if you really want. Yeah. Hand's looking pretty solid most of the time. This can be special summoned as well, it seems, so you can go ahead and like special summon Sublimation Knight and then make a Sold later. Yeah, that's pretty good actually. Maybe change the card count around a bit. Do I really need to run this many Ignites? Well, I guess if I want to run Heart of the Underdog, I mean, I guess you can cut Heart of the Underdog out, but I'll leave it as it is right now. And yeah, if you guys have any adjustments or any deck idea recommendations, I'm pretty down to build whatever. So I'll see you guys next video. Bye.